the riot is a quiet one. Well, the battle is to love yourself and function in society with voices of reason, muted by anxiety, like Cain and notoriety. Selling your soul, so we tend to go no deeper in a shallow water level, trying to keep us overhead in the face of all the slurs and the stairs until they frozen, paralyzed by fear of failure and success. So we lock, stop, barrel, running waters from the noise towers and that labyrinth for the babies in the bag, and the stash under the bed. My hand spinners from the circles to the puppets and the strings that they pulled and we moved. Reactionary warfare never produces when it's on the field. Feeble and foolish, what tools and what weapons are we using? We need to know build revolution.
Revolutionary greetings and hotep. My name is Kwame Venture, and I'd like to welcome you to this Monday Ra Turn to Your Royalty Warriors presentation. And Ra is another name for the sun that helps sustain the life for us here on this planet called Earth. And Warriors is an acronym for winning at receiving residual income over receiving salaries. This presentation is about freedom, okay? And hopefully by the end of this presentation, the information that we share with you will help enlighten you to why it is important to do what we have been doing and what the wealthy have been doing for thousands of years. You see, a warrior's first instructions to return order and balance. In this presentation, we want to help show you how you can restore that order and balance to the most important place, and that is your home, the economics of your home. That way you'll have more choices. That way you'll be able to help more and do more for yourself because you will have that freedom. Because you see, we know that a salary cannot get us free. Warriors is an acronym for winning at receiving residual income over receiving salaries. This is a Mint Builder presentation, and what we're going to do in this presentation is basically show you how you can stack more assets and spend less liabilities. You see, our economy is in irreversible trouble. Are you prepared? See, we have continuous wars, right? No ifs, ands, buts about it. That's just the way it is. And unfortunately, I don't see any end in sight. Do you? And here in Richmond, where I'm at, in the state of Virginia, we're in the top 5 of evictions. That's right, top 5 for evictions. People who are working can't even afford to pay rent because the currency continues to lose its value. While inflation, which looks like prices are going up, actuality, prices aren't going up. The currency that we use to buy goods and services, it just continues to lose its value because they can continue to create more and more and more. We have a serious homeless crisis here in the United States. Now, you see our currency is on its way to zero. So what can you do to protect yourself and your family? You can understand that currency and money are 2 different things. What do you mean by that? Well, on here on the left-hand side, this is a picture of currency, paper bills, right? US dollars. They are basically a medium of exchange. It is a unit of account. It's portable, and it's durable, and it's fungible, which means it's interchangeable, okay? Now, on the right-hand side, this is what is called real money, gold and silver. They have all the same attributes as paper currency, cash, but it has one thing that cash does not have, and it is a store of value. It is a way to store the fruits of your labor. Here's an example of what we mean by a store of value. If you had $100,000 in cash in 1932, it would only have about $2,000 worth of buying power. But if you was to exchange that paper for asset like physical gold, it'd have over $3.5 million worth of buying power today. Yep, that is true. So why do we say fiat? Oh, that's right. We hadn't gotten to that point yet. Well, anyway, there's many reasons why this is timely. You see, global uncertainty all but dictate the necessity for a stable store value. Inflation is winning, it's real, it's robbing us of our labor, it's causing unrest globally. You see, globally, housing and grocery prices, they're just not sustainable. They're just not. You see, companies laying off people in droves. Then we have artificial intelligence. It's going to replace a whole lot more workers. They're going to have to come up with what we call basic income, basically, in order to kick this can a little bit further down the road. You see, the days of finding a job with benefits that one can retire from, they're dwindling away. Most of those jobs really are government jobs. You see, they've been laying off, firing government employees at record pace right now. Central banks are printing cash at unprecedented rates, which helps contribute to inflation. And paper currency is going digital. Many people use their cell phone or a plastic card to make purchases. Most people never pull out cash anymore. They've already stopped manufacturing the penny. And then we have the possibility of a central bank digital currency, which is programmable money where the government has total access to your spending, what you can spend, and if they want to shut you off or something, they could easily do that. Then we got the rise of BRICS plus nations. BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and many other countries have joined along with BRICS. There's an alliance of countries who are looking for equity, looking for peace, and looking to get from under the weaponization of the US dollar. And then we have the lasting effects of the pandemic that's caused inflation to speed up, and the weakening of the currency is never going to stop. Short video that we're going to play is about 8 minutes. A lot of people are ditching the dollar. A lot of countries are ditching the dollar. Okay, it's just a matter of time before it gets a whole lot worse. So we're going to play this video here, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back to World Affairs in Context, everyone. Let's talk about one of the most consequential moves in the world of global economics today, the $7.5 trillion shift that could crash US markets, and we will discuss the role of the BRICS bloc in this. What if one of the biggest capital shifts in modern history was already underway and hardly anyone is noticing it? Behind the never-ending, quiet, meaningless mainstream media headlines, a quiet financial revolution is gathering speed, while the West, still very much tangled up in its own exceptionalism, prefers to ignore it. Asian nations, led by the powerful and growing BRICS alliance, are pulling away from US Treasury bonds. The numbers are indeed staggering. Over $7.5 trillion in American assets could be on the move as we speak. And if this trend continues, they could very well shake the foundations of the global economy. Let's get straight to the facts. In just the first few months of 2024, China actually sold off $150 billion worth of US Treasury bonds, and it continues to sell billions of dollars in US Treasury bonds in Q1 and in Q2 of this year. But this isn't just about China, of course. It is a coordinated shift. And what's very important to understand is that it is a shift that is the result of US policies. The shift is a self-inflicted wound. The shift is a reaction to decades of economic coercion, such as the IMF giving out loans and forcing emerging countries to implement detrimental domestic policies, among many other things that ultimately made the global majority realize that the World Bank and the IMF have transformed into an extension of US foreign policy. And this is just one of many, many examples. Now, the goal of the global majority is to reduce exposure to the US dollar, a currency that, despite its global dominance, is starting to look increasingly risky. It's not just the global majority or the global south, of course, that's seeking to de-risk away from the US dollar. Global investors in general are fleeing dollar-denominated assets, such as treasuries. This is precisely why the US Treasuries auction is actually attracting fewer and fewer buyers. Instead, these countries are moving toward safe haven assets, seen as a more stable store of value. So why are these countries making such a bold move now? Well, first, US debt is about to hit $37 trillion. Yes, trillion with a T. That's raising serious red flags all around the world about long-term financial stability, of course, as the cost of servicing that debt surpasses $1 trillion with a T, of course, per year. The second reason is this: geopolitical tensions are rising. From trade wars to sanctions, many countries, especially emerging economies, are no longer comfortable depending on the US financial system. They see that not only is the United States unwilling to broker peace in the Middle East and in Ukraine, it actively sells arms to belligerent states to continue the bloodshed. The United States is therefore a co-belligerent in at least two ongoing conflicts, and that cannot go unnoticed by the global majority that seeks cooperation, not war. And third, as the result of the reasons that I just mentioned, we're witnessing a decline in confidence in the dollar as a stable reserve currency. Nations are looking for sovereignty and alternatives. The use of the US dollar has proven to be a major risk to a nation's economic sovereignty. And now that the BRICS bloc is moving forward with an alternative financial system, the US dollar is no longer the only game in town. For decades, the system was simple. Asian countries exported goods to the United States, they earned dollars, and then they reinvested those dollars into US debt, especially treasury bonds, because they are backed by the full faith of the US government. It was a cycle that kept global trade running quite smoothly. But now, that model is breaking down. This isn't just economic tinkering, of course, it is a paradigm shift, a break from the post-World War II order, where the US dollar was the undisputable king. Well, now the world sees that the king has no clothes. If the BRICS bloc and other Asian nations really do pull out all $7.5 trillion worth from US assets, what happens next? That is a great question to ask now. Well, most likely, the United States could lose its status as the world's safe haven of capital. What does it mean for those of us who are in the United States? That should be the next question we're asking. Well, it means higher interest rates, a further weakening dollar, and greater difficulty funding America's growing debt. It's a ticking time bomb, in other words. It would hit everything from government programs to consumer borrowing. And you could ask here, well, what about the financial influence the US has long enjoyed? What about that? Well, that could vanish too. This isn't just about leaving US treasuries. It's about building something completely new. And BRICS nations have already discussed creating alternative reserve currencies, possibly even digital ones backed by commodities, possibly gold. And although that does not appear to be a viable or politically appropriate path right now, nobody is going to create a currency, one single currency, that is going to be backed by commodities due to a variety of risks associated with that. But nobody knows what tomorrow might bring. In an interview to Bloomberg, one of the chief investment officers put it quite simply: we are witnessing, she said, a change in the world order, and we're not going back. In other words, this is not temporary, It is a lasting evolution, and this is just the beginning. Right now, many still see the United States dollar as too big to fail. But if confidence erodes further, and notice, I'm not saying if confidence begins to erode, I'm saying if it continues to erode further, even slowly, the consequences are enormous. Think about it. A $7.5 trillion unwinding is not a maybe, it has already started. And if it accelerates, the financial dominance of the United States could become a thing of the past very quickly. The dollar hasn't lost its crown yet, but the writing may already be on the wall. The global economy is changing quite fast, and the question is, are we watching the beginning of the end of the dollar itself? Do you think that the United States can stop this shift, or is it too late? Leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Please remember to show your support. It goes a long way. Like, subscribe, and share. It really means a lot to me. I put a lot of work into the content here on my channel. And make sure that you are subscribed to worldaffairsandcontext.com. It is my Substack. I would love to.
All right, here we go. So why precious metals? Because they hold tangible value over a long period of time. It's a time-tested hedge against inflation. It is easily explainable. Even children know that it's good to have gold and silver, and it is a stable store of value during uncertain times, and we are definitely in uncertain times. And here's the kicker right here. Every fiat currency has gone to zero in value. That's right, the US dollar is a fiat currency, and it is headed same place every other fiat currency in history has gone, to zero. And here's why. She just told you about the US debt. Basically, when this slide was created, we were paying about $1 billion a year interest. Now it's $1 trillion in interest. This debt is not going to be able to get paid. Banks are selling, countries are selling off bonds, and it's just a matter of time. So the place that you need to be is in a safe haven, which is physical gold and silver. But your first step is to create you a savings account. This is not about investing, this is about saving, to create financial insurance. And if you're interested, you can also expedite your savings by sharing this information with other people. That's right. You see, many people think that more income is needed in order to get started saving. But you see, with that mindset, many people never start saving. And so that's one of the reasons why almost 50% of the people here in the United States do not even have $1,000 saved for an emergency. So you want to start with that emergency fund, okay? And expedite that thing by saving assets. See, precious metals are great assets to store your labor, to store the fruits of your labor. You see, all paper currency, all paper fiat currency that bank tellers handle every day, and they don't even know. I have not met one bank teller that knows what a fiat currency is. The most mistakenly called money has one destination, and that's zero. Here's a quick little snapshot of the history of the US dollar from 1913 was when it was created, right? Guess what happened in 1914? World War I. Do they have a connection? Probably. Now, something happened in 1933. Okay, there was an executive order that made it illegal to hold gold and coins and bullion certificates. So the government confiscated people's precious metals, gave them fiat currency in exchange. At that time, it was like, I believe, $20 an ounce for gold. So they gave you $20, right? And then a few months later, the price of gold per ounce went to $35. So basically, many people lost more than half of their savings with that move. Then in 1944, after World War II, Britain Woods established the US dollar as the world reserve currency. But at that point in time, the reason why is because the US had the most gold reserves out of every country. So the United States did not really participate in World War II like Europe did. So, you know, we had the two oceans protecting our borders pretty much. Only land, if you really want to call this the United States land, was how Hawaii was attacked, which is really a colony of the United States. They were attacked during World War II. So the US dollar was been the world reserve currency until recently, it still is, okay? But in 1971, Richard Nixon closed the gold window and the Bretton Woods Agreement, and that was the beginning of the US dollar becoming a fiat currency. Yes, it is a fiat currency. You see, the value of the dollar has gone to less than 2% in purchasing power now compared to it was when it was created in 1913. And in 1971, we were at the height of the Vietnam War. I believe that they had to sever that Bretton Woods agreement in order to continue to create cash out of thin air now to fund the Vietnam War and every other war that has followed, and bring in the war on drugs that has destroyed many urban and suburban and country communities, not just in the United States, but all over the globe. You see here, this right here tells you that Article 1, Section 10 of the United States Constitution, when this Constitution was written, it says no state shall make anything but gold and silver coins as a tender of payment and debts. That's right. So this is the plan we want to show you. Pay yourself first. What do I mean? I mean a portion of everything that you earn should be yours to keep. But you want to make sure it's not made out of paper, okay? Because it will not store your labor. It will not store the value. You want to make sure that at least 10% of what you earn, you try to save to pass down and to have financial insurance. You see, little known facts. Banks are trading currency for silver and gold. Central banks own 25% of all the gold. That's 1.15 billion ounces, and they probably owe a whole lot more since this slide was created. Why are they moving heavily into precious metals? Because the world fiat currency is changing. Here at Mint Builders, we have precious metal assets that come in two distinct forms, bullion and numismatics. Bullion is what you want to be stacking, okay? This is financial insurance. Bullion is, like I say, crisis protection against any economic crisis that may happen, like your currency becomes worthless. There's lower premiums than numismatics, and it outperforms cash savings by a long shot, because cash, you just can't save it because it doesn't store your labor. Then we have numismatics. It's like buying a rare, only a few are created, minted, and it's sonically preserved so that it will last and it's not dependent upon the market, okay? It's priced a little bit above bullion price. Here's an example of what a numismatics can do. In 2018, Mint Builder had one for $45, 1 ounce silver Thor. And by 2022, it was selling for $175. That's a 95% value increase per year. So there's a secret to almost instant wealth gains. Now, this is another product that we have. It's called My Mint Wallet. With your membership, you get access to this. This is one of the best ways to acquire physical gold and silver.
Physical gold meets digital benefits. Mint Builder has taken physical gold ownership into the future with My Mint Wallet. This is the most cost-effective and secure way to own gold and silver. This proprietary product provides you with gold and silver access previously dominated by large institutions and banks. You now have direct access to instantly buy, sell, or transfer your precious metals through My Mint Wallet. Unlike ETFs, exchange-traded funds, you will enjoy 100% ownership of pure, physical gold and silver that is securely stored in segregated and insured vaults with our partner IBS of Texas. The benefits of My Mint's wallet are extensive and impressive. Your benefits include extremely low premiums, especially for wholesale members. Digital tracking to the 100th of an ounce of gold and 1 ounce of silver in real time. 100% direct ownership of pure physical gold and silver. Secure vault storage at no additional cost. Fully insured accounts. The ability to quickly sell in real time and have your funds transferred directly to your bank, or use your funds to purchase silver and gold from your shop to have physically delivered assets. Daily audits to continually ensure each account is properly funded. Seeing the value of your precious metals holdings in real time all the time. You can even transfer precious metals from your wallet to another member's wallet. 100% of your precious metals purchase is deposited on account as physical gold and silver in the highly secure IDS of Texas vaults. You have complete ownership over your gold and silver holdings, and with the click of a button, you can sell at the current market price. Have the funds placed into your wallet and use these funds right away to pick the items you would like to take physical delivery of. This allows you to have the flexibility to choose from many different options for physical product delivery. You also have the option to simply have funds deposited directly into your bank account. We even provide you with the ability to transfer gold and silver to another member. Your My Mint wallet is the best way to own the most amount of gold and silver for the lowest cost, while keeping your metals safe from confiscation and robbery. In turn, giving you absolute control and flexibility with your wealth. Owning precious metals has never been so easy and at such low premiums. Be sure to get started with My Mint wallet and start building your mint today.
So that is My Mint wallet. Love that product. One of the best ways that you can acquire precious metals at wholesale prices at real low premiums. It's physically stored, digitally available. You can sell it at a quick click of a button. So why don't we leave wealth for the next generation?
You see, the average Black family passes on, listen to this, $0 to the next generation. Yep, I said zero. That means when somebody dies, the family gets nothing. No wonder we cry so much at funerals. We're grieving twice, grieving over losing a loved one and grieving that they didn't leave us anything. You see, other ethnic groups leave wills, but we leave bills. Well, what does Proverbs 13:22 say? A good person leaves an inheritance to his children's children. That means our money should impact at least 3 generations. It should impact ours, our children's, and our grandchildren's. So we have to start building generational wealth.
And the only way to do that is with precious metals, not with fiat currency. It just does not save. Now, a membership with Mint Builders gives you 25% off of subscription premiums, 25% off shop premiums. Now there's free metal storage. That's right, at IDS in Delaware. And then we have Feed a Starving Child. We have partnered up with a company called Feed My Starving Children. Your membership also helps pay to feed children in need of food. We have food insecurity. Then we have access to our precious metal knowledge base where you can learn more to help educate yourself, your family, and people in your sphere of influence. And then we have wholesale access to My Mint wallet. I just showed you that video. We also have discounts on travel and attractions. So you can take some of your savings and enjoy discounts and travel and attractions with your membership. Now, normally our membership is $39 a month or $300 a year, or lifetime membership, $1,000, right? Well, for a limited time only, we have a special going on that you can get wholesale membership, VIP, half price for life. As long as you keep your account active, that's right. You get all these accesses to these wonderful different products. And also, this is a snapshot of the website that you have access to, 24/7 community support. So you can choose what type of membership you choose, then you can go and then you can create a subscription, add to your monthly savings. There's many to choose from. And then we also have one of the highest paying referral and earn affiliate programs. That's right. Your membership also gives you an opportunity to earn extra cash by helping other people learn the power of the exchange of paper for real money assets. You get your own link where you can share and so much more. I'm not going to go into the compensation plan and how you get paid and how it works and all that, but just know that it is one of the best refer and earn plans available. We're going to end our screen share here. And I want to thank everybody who took the time to join us here at this presentation. We'll be back again Monday. This is the first time I've been able to live stream on YouTube and Facebook for a couple of months. I don't know what it was. What I finally did was I uninstalled Zoom on my laptop and reinstalled it, so it seemed like it's working. So that's good news. So if you see this later on, if you see any value in it, please subscribe to our channel, share this information, and get back with the person that shared this with you. Let them know that you are interested in protecting your family's financial future, growing your wealth so that you can get free. So until next time, peace,